The best things happen when you are unapologetically yourself. So over the past few years, I've realized in my own life that the more that I've showed up as myself and embraced the parts of myself that maybe I was skeptical or tried to change in the past, the more good things came my way. Growing up, I think it's very easy to want to shift ourselves. We're very moldable into whatever surroundings we put ourselves in. I think that's why as we get older, a lot of us struggle to find ourselves or even know what that means. I don't even know what exactly that means. But what I have gathered is that the most connected I've felt to the people around me, the places I've been, and myself as a person has been when I haven't been afraid to express myself and actually take pride in the things that I care about and the things that I'm interested in. It's almost like you're a magnet. The more you share about the things that you care about, no matter how niche or specific they are, the more likely you are to find people who resonate with that. If you live in a city that doesn't have a high concentration of people who are in the same industry or field as you, it can be really hard and isolating to find people who resonate with you, who value the same things. And I think the only way to get closer to finding those people is just not being afraid to put yourself out there, share your thoughts. Because in my opinion, if you have the ability to control something, which we honestly don't have the ability to control that much, then out of the things that we can do, why wouldn't we do them to try to increase our luck, increase our odds of finding the right people? Literally the least that you can do is make it easier for those people to find you. And you're gonna feel cringe, it's gonna feel awkward, but the right people won't find it cringe, the right people won't find it awkward. And it's gonna take time to get there, but why wouldn't you try to control your destiny? Why wouldn't you try to control the things that you can control? The worst you can say is that you tried and it didn't work out, but at least you were yourself. At least you showed up as authentically as you could. And that is such a rare thing. So by sharing my thoughts here, for example, if you're still watching this, I assume that you resonate in some way. It's very easy to underestimate the impact of our thoughts and who we are, because it's so easy to think to ourselves, oh, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. Or I live such a normal life, why does anyone care what I have to say? Does it even have value? I think that everyone has something that they can share with the world, no matter how mundane or simple it seems, because at the very least, it'll impact your life or at least one other person's. At least what I've noticed in the past year is the writing that I've enjoyed reading the most, the conversations that I've enjoyed, and the people who I've been inspired by the most are actually people who aren't necessarily very well-known figures or have made it on some large grand scale, but they're everyday people like you and me, maybe one or two steps ahead, who haven't been afraid to share their experiences and can voice the things that I'm feeling in a way that I didn't even know how to put words to. I think it's so easy to want to filter ourselves down because we're worried about how other people perceive us, and that's something that I still struggle with too. So if you're scared and unsure if you are going to be accepted or if you're going to be judged, just give it a shot first. Let yourself find out instead of shutting down the idea before you even try something. You never know how far your thoughts will reach or what the impact of the things that you say can have on other people's lives. The more that you show up as yourself, the easier it becomes to keep doing that, to keep finding the things that actually light you up inside and make you happy. The more that you push those things down and ignore it, the easier it is to feel lost. So if anything, try to not shield or hide the parts of you that you think are cringe or awkward, because those are actually things that people might really like about you. The other great thing about showing up as yourself is it almost gives you this sense of confidence that no one else can take away from you. When you show up as yourself in whatever you do, you know that no one can copy you or do it in the exact same way as you, because no one has the same experiences, the same perspective, or whatever as you. Even if you had a play-by-play of every single minute in your life written down in a book, and you gave that book to somebody else and they read it, they would still not understand your life the way you do because they didn't live it. They didn't have the same thoughts and feelings as you. And so I think we underestimate how much power there is in being ourselves because it's scary too. It's vulnerable. You don't know if people are going to dislike that part of you. But the truth is, there's always going to be people who don't resonate, who won't like you. But that's the risk that you take in trying to put more shots out there to find the people who do. And that one or two, or maybe a bunch of people who do, makes it all worth it. And even in the worst case scenario where you didn't find someone who resonated with you, at least you can know and be happy with the fact that you didn't change yourself or try to be something that you weren't. Obviously, a lot of these things are way easier said than done, but I think that this mindset has helped me feel a lot happier in my life and also just find so many amazing people who have inspired me and allowed me to lean more into who I want to become because they're leading that life by example. They're showing up as authentically as they can. And so it makes you want to do the same as well, just in your own way. And that's a really cool, lovely thing. So if there's anything that you take away from this video, it's that the only way to really find yourself or show up as authentically as you can is to stop trying to mold yourself into things that you're not and to trust yourself a little more that being yourself is more than enough.